clothes being as beautiful as they are, that they would be able to see what a beautiful person she was just because of how she expressed herself. She always did that whenever she wore designer gowns or even her everyday slacks and a sweater. She loved clothes. Let's put it that way. She was an actress. She loved clothes.
We do an exhibit every other year with the Center for Missouri Studies, the State Historical Society of Missouri. And the years just happened to coincide where we could do a beautiful Ginger Rogers exhibit. And so I really wanted to be able to showcase not only the collection, but the student design and creative scholarship that we were doing in the department. And that was really the catalyst, the beginning catalyst for more than one Ginger project. It did begin after we received a very large, unique collection of garments originally worn by Ginger Rogers, who was born in Independence, Missouri.
When Miss Rogers passed away, she left me all of her memorabilia in her will. So the trustee on the estate felt that clothes were part of that memorabilia, which included all of the gowns from her nightclub act. Nobody's going to be able to see and appreciate them if they're in my closet. So I felt that Ginger, being a native Missourian, that a place like this would be a fitting repository for her gowns. And I talked over with several other folks who knew her, and they agreed that this would be a wonderful spot for her.
We ended up in 6 classes with over probably 100 student designs, all inspired by Ginger and her career in various ways. And then that, beginning that process of getting into the classroom and making decisions on the kinds of projects we were going to do, evolved into the Day of Ginger.
What was really cool is that I didn't even know who Ginger Rogers was up until this point. Now I say know everything and anything about her. It was really cool that we were all able to take Ginger in a different way.
It's so cool how you can take one person and elevate it to a bunch of different things.
I think it's really important because the Ginger Rogers project, you see her clothing right in front of your eyes. You get to feel her clothing and you know the history of her clothing, and it helps you get a basis of how important clothing is for just somebody's personal image. And it really helped me understand who Ginger was as a person, because I was able to see what she wanted to wear, how she wore it, what she did when she wore it, what time period she wore it in, what other people thought about her clothing. And so it helps you really visualize what you want to do and visualize the person you're designing for.
They get to do historical research, for one, which so many students don't do. So exploring primary and secondary resources from the past.
The research you do can really have an impact on your design. Before doing the research, there was a lot I didn't know what I wanted to do. I kind of felt very overwhelmed. And after researching a lot about the time period, I was getting all these different inspirations. I got an inspiration from this one World War II truck that was used during the war. It just showed me how I can incorporate things that aren't clothing into my clothing design. Straight lines from contemporary architecture can be pleating in your outfit, or the color of the vehicle can be the fabric choice you choose.
Getting their hands on material objects is a unique opportunity. It's proven to really enhance student learning.
So coming into Mizzou, that was definitely one of the biggest things that I wanted, was a hands-on learning experience. And I remember I was on my tour and my tour guide was like, we have the Missouri Method, it's our hands-on learning by doing philosophy here. And I think what's really important is they get you into this program and you immediately start doing stuff that you would be doing in the field. It's really important because I don't want to go out into the field and feel blindsided. I feel like I'm getting a step ahead as far as everybody else, just because Mizzou is so hands-on and we get so much done. I think I'm just ready to go out into the field.
The students can see what the designer, in particular this one being Jean Louis, who did the gowns for the nightclub act. They can see how he crafted that and took all of her thoughts and designs into perspective when he was putting everything together, and they can learn from that and just let their imaginations go and see what they can come up with that is kind of a tribute to him as well as to her.
In every single piece, because we know so much about Ginger, we can see where the hints of Ginger are and where the student took creative freedom.
Clothing is such a unique way to collect the past and to document humanity. It's really unlike any other kind of art form or material culture object. We, as far as I know, are the only institution in the world, let alone the only university, with this large of a Ginger collection. We are quite lucky and honored to be the permanent home and preserve Ginger's history in a way that nobody else gets to do.
I think that it would be a fitting place for her gowns to be shown to the public and for students to learn. And I really think that she would be very happy that they ended up in a spot like that.
And finally, I decided this was my favorite song. I kind of hope it might be yours too. The way you wear your hat, the way you sip your tea, the memory of all of that.
It's kind of like maybe the air that you breathe. She's there, and you just have to discover her.
They can't take that away.